It's Saturday, March 25th, 2023. An absolutely beautiful day today. 82 degrees out here, slight breeze, absolutely gorgeous. A good day to really think about what's happening. A good day to prepare, to add to preparations, and a good day to make this video and share a few things with all of you. Please comment down below. Would love to know your thoughts. Love to know what you're adding to your preparations. And I just put a few things on the table right here behind me that I'm going to talk about that are inexpensive, very easy to acquire, that will put the odds in your favor. This is not the end all be all, but these are a few things that you could do right now to put the odds in your favor and protect yourself financially and physically for what is coming. You know, this weekend I'm just sitting here thinking about where we're at as a nation. You look at the crime wave that's taking place. You look at society breaking down. You look at the economic collapse and what's happening to retailers and the entire economy. You look at what's happening in the banking system. You know, if everything was good, if everything was fine in the banking system, why are U.S. banks borrowing billions of dollars in punitive rates at the discount window right now? You know, we've had so many politicians come out from all over the world telling everybody everything's okay. The banking system is sound. It's safe. This is when you better begin to really get worried, when you have politicians telling you everything is okay, while in the middle of the night, they are borrowing billions of dollars. You look at what just happened with Credit Suisse. Now we're hearing about problems at Deutsche Bank, a $1 trillion bank that is so invested in commercial real estate here in America, and the entire banking system is all connected. It's a major spider web. Big bank goes down, a lot of banks are going to go down, and people are going to be in big trouble here. So, you know, we really have to be awake right now and aware of what's happening, protecting ourselves financially, physically, spiritually. I was watching a show last night. It was called Finance and Liberty, and they had Bill Holter on as a guest. I've been watching Bill Holter for many, many years. And just to paraphrase what he said during this interview last night, he says, a bank closes with your dollars and you're done. Or the banks don't close with your dollars and you lose your dollars to inflation. All roads lead to gold. That is from Bill Holter last night on Finance and Liberty. And just looking at some of the numbers, customers pulled out $98.4 billion from their accounts in the week ending March 15th. We saw $67 billion deposited outflows going into big banks. We had a total of $120 billion in withdrawals and $67 billion in deposits to big banks. That is an astronomical number, ladies and gentlemen. Something is very, very wrong. Things are breaking right now. But as Mr. Bill Holter says, all roads lead to gold and, of course, silver. Hopefully this will focus. All roads lead to gold and, of course, silver. And, you know, holding this, I'll tell you, it feels so nice. A 10-ounce silver bar to hold a hard, tangible asset that you can get to within seconds is a very, very good feeling. Not having all your money on a computer screen or in paper, this is a very, very good feeling, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at what the central banks across the globe are doing, what the BRICS nations are doing, what Russia's doing, what China's doing, and you'll know where this all leads to. I think that one of my biggest regrets will be is that I didn't buy enough of this stuff at these prices. And people will say, well, silver's over $23, gold's almost $2,000 an ounce, that's expensive. We will look back one day and regret that we didn't buy more because it's so cheap right now. And as Bill Holter said, you cannot measure this stuff in dollars because at some point dollars will be worthless. All that's going to matter is gold and silver and the enormous purchasing power that it's going to have, because paper is not going to have any purchasing power. And I think he's spot on. And if you need a reliable, safe place to purchase precious metals, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. I don't care if you buy from SD Bullion, just buy from somebody reliable. If you don't think it's important, don't buy gold and silver. Buy cryptos, buy dollars, buy treasuries, buy stocks, buy whatever you want to buy. I'm just sharing with all of you out loud what I'm doing, what some of the people I follow are doing, like Bill Holter, who I've probably followed for 10 years. The people like Peter Schiff, people like that. People who have been right all along, people who were right back in '08. And, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to connect the dots here and see what's happening. Take a look at what the central banks across the globe are doing. Look at what the BRICS nations are doing. This is the future, ladies and gentlemen. This is the future. The dollar is not the future. Now, a few other things I want to share with you on the table. Very, very important. Something like this could literally save your life, a Jetboil. Every day, people will be out here telling us about bank collapses and how everything's breaking down and, your money's not safe. And but what they don't get is when you begin to see a serious bank collapse in America, and this is just beginning, we haven't seen anything yet, but it's going to lead to a dollar collapse, and then it's going to lead to a society collapse. And you're going to be on your own. If you think that the police are going to come protect you or save you, you're absolutely wrong. If you think that a politician is going to save you, you're wrong. If you think your church is going to save you, you're absolutely wrong. This is the time you better be walking very, very close to God, and you better be buying things like this that could save your life, a Jetboil. And I'm going to tell you why these are so great. This is a micro mo, and they have different ones, different sizes. You can buy all types of kits. You can buy coffee presses, and you can buy all kind of setups with these things. I think this one's about $150. And inside, there's a little like a little jet engine, and you would hook it up to like a small little canister, gas canister or propane canister like this, and it hooks up on the bottom. And you and this one right here, this Jetboil right here, the micro mo, this guy right here weighs 12 ounces, holds 27 ounces in liquid, and you can get that water boiling or that liquid boiling in about 2.5 minutes. Okay, this stuff runs super, super efficient on this little propane canister. Go get yourself a whole bunch of those. Go get yourself a Jetboil. They have a whole bunch of different ones. That's the micro mo. Then they have other brands. This one right here is from this one's from Primal Ridge. It's called a Sabre, and it's basically the same thing. Runs on the little propane canister. So there's different brands out there. Some are better than others. I would say that Jetboil and MSR are probably, from what I've researched, are probably the two best ones out there. I've used Jetboils in the past. Unbelievable. What's nice is they don't create smoke, doesn't create a lot of light, doesn't create a lot of noise, so it's very discreet, very quiet. In a time where you might be somewhere where you don't want a lot of attention, but you're hungry, this thing right here is going to be so efficient, so quiet, incredible. Great to have in the car, great to have in a backpack, great to have at the house, but these are the things that we have to be thinking about right now. Again, they have different cooking systems, something I think that every one of you should look at. You can go to Amazon, you can go to the different camping online stores that carry them, and take a look, research it, and do your due diligence, your own homework, and see what you think. But I've used these in the past, and the first time I used one, I was introduced to one of these by a friend of mine, and I was blown away just how efficient it was. You can just boil some water, pour it into a Mountain House bag, and you've got a great meal. You can make a cup of coffee, a cup of soup, whatever you need to do. Again, it's very, very discreet and super important, because when things get bad, you're going to get hungry, and you have to have a way to heat up your food. Think about people in natural disasters right now. You look at what's just happened in Mississippi. You look at the people up in San Bernardino over here in Big Bear that couldn't leave their homes, couldn't get a hot meal, couldn't do anything. How many wish they had something like this to make a cup of coffee, to heat up an emergency food like a Mountain House, to make some soup. They didn't have it. They weren't prepared. This right here could save your life. Something else extremely important is this. Get yourself a good tourniquet. These are about 20 bucks. Don't get a $7 or $10 tourniquet. Get a good $20, $25 tourniquet that won't break on you. This right here could save your life. It could save a family member's life. So, so important. But again, you know, I watch a lot of videos. I read a lot of news, and you know, a lot of people every day, it's just every day things are breaking, banks are closing, get your money out of the bank, but don't get your money out of the bank. You know, everything is economic collapse, but what they don't understand is what this is all going to lead to. It's not going to just be an economic collapse. You're going to have a societal collapse with it, because when people get hungry, they're going to lose their mind. When their kids are hungry, what do you think parents are going to do? Your neighbors could become your worst nightmare when their kids go hungry. And this is what you need to be thinking about right now, is how are you going to survive all this? Really quick, this is another propane canister that was sitting back here. It's a larger one you can use on the Jetboils or some of the other components that you can add to these Jetboils. But a tourniquet, extra propane canisters, a Coleman stove, Jetboil. All roads lead to this, ladies and gentlemen, right here. So right here, financially, you have a couple assets that are going to mean more than anything. Gold and silver. You're going to be able to heat and eat your food. You're going to be able to have a tourniquet in case anything bad happens. So if you need to save your life or a family member's life, you have the ability to do that. So this stuff right here, a Jetboil, $125, $100, some of them to $100 to $150, a tourniquet, $20, ounce of silver, $24. So if you can't afford this, cut out the lattes, cut out going out to lunch, cut out going out to dinner this weekend, and buy something that could save your life or a family member's life. But these people, it just becomes irritating to me, because this isn't just going to be a financial collapse. You better be ready for what a financial collapse brings. It's going to bring chaos. It's going to bring uncertainty. It's going to bring violence. And you need to be ready for these things. These people that, you know, just walk around and just tell you that, hey, once it crashes, I'm going to go out and buy a house, or I'm going to go buy a car on sale. They don't understand the severity of what is coming. They don't get it. You might live in a nice area right now. Everything's okay. You live in a gated community. It's nice here in a gated community. But let me tell you, people can hop over these gates very, very quickly. And we've had a lot of crime take place over the last couple of years here with break-ins. And so trust me, you are vulnerable if you live in a gated community. You are not as safe as you think you are. Those gates and the guards out front are just, it's a false sense of security. But when you realize what's going on, you understand that, and you realize that you're your own central bank and your own security task force also. So be ready to take care of your own business, because when you call the police, maybe they'll show up in 15 minutes, maybe 30, maybe an hour, depending where you live. Maybe they won't show up at all. If it gets really, really bad, nobody's showing up. But get ready for what is happening. And I cannot stress this enough. This is not going to just be financial, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a societal breakdown. And with that comes crazy violence and chaos. Volatility and uncertainty galore. So you need to be ready for that. So these are just a few things you can add to put the odds in your favor. This is not going to cost a lot of money. And I just want to share this with you. The hedge, commercial real estate, faces perfect storm, the demise of downtown office buildings. When you look at the amount of vacant real estate here in California, it is unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. The loans on these buildings are higher than the value of these buildings. Public and private pension plans are significant investors in commercial real estate. If things get worse, pension plans may also struggle with their liabilities. Things have changed, ladies and gentlemen. Things that were once cash cows, like commercial real estate, are now bottomless money pits. And when you have big banks tied into these money pits, when you have pensions tied into these money pits, all roads lead to this, ladies and gentlemen. Here's one today. Full list of 1,400 stores closing across the U.S. this year in massive retail shutdown, including Walmart and Foot Locker. Good economy, right? It's going to get much, much worse. Here's another one. Everything must go. Liquidation sales running now as major discount retailer closes more than 200 stores selling even fixtures and equipment. This is, I think, a store called Tuesday Morning. They're getting rid of 263 stores of its 487 remaining stores. In fiscal 2022, the furnishing store lost $59 million, followed by another $28.1 million loss in the first quarter of its current fiscal year. Tuesday Morning. I believe they're out of Texas, if I'm correct. I may be wrong about that. Here's another one. Closing time. Major retailer abruptly closes another location 3 weeks after shuttering 17 stores in March. This in Orange, Connecticut. It was Best Buy. They closed another store in Orange, Connecticut. This was the 18th closing since March. Best Buy. Sad. Sad. Where are people going to work? How will they feed themselves? A lot of people don't realize what's coming. They will make videos, they will tell us it's all financial, but of course they'll tell us you better have security. What is the security? Do you guys have security? Ladies and gentlemen, do you have security? Not a cell phone, not an alarm system, not cameras at your house. Do you have real security? Because when bad people breach your cameras, when bad people breach your doors, what are you gonna do? You are on your own. So you better have security, you better have training, and you better have a plan, because this thing is getting very real. It is getting very, very serious. And again, there's a lot of people out there that just don't understand this. They just think it's an economic collapse and that everything's going to go on sale and everything's going to be okay. They don't get the severity. They don't understand the fragmentation of an economic collapse. And so many of these people are so unprepared. And this is why I've said in the past that many of you are going to have to deal with force, and many of you have never dealt with force. And this is why I'm a proponent that you're getting out and working on tactics, working with your specific tools at the range, getting training, getting in a mindset, working on the mat with jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, hitting the gym, whatever. Be the hardest person in the room to kill, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is all about. Put the odds in your favor. There is nothing 100%, but put the odds in your favor that you will survive a confrontation. You will survive if somebody kicks in your door. You'll survive if there's a food shortage. You'll survive if there's a dollar collapse. You'll survive with the economic collapse. You're going to survive the Great Depression that's coming, ladies and gentlemen. People who are not preparing for this, that just think it's going to be an economic collapse and that, you know, they're going to take some dollars and go out and invest in real estate or do whatever they're going to do and ride off into the sunset. These people are delusional. Delusional. These are the people who never talk about really getting ready. And this takes sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you want to go get beat up on the mat. It's not fun. It takes it takes time. It takes sacrifice. Sometimes you got to eat your pride. But let me tell you, it's going to make you a much, much tougher, better prepared person. Challenge yourself now. Deal with force now, so that when it comes, it's not going to be a shock to you. You know, when just personally, just dealing with people on the mat, say like in a jiu-jitsu class, you know, people grab you, people are trying to choke you, people are trying to submit you. And so if I'm walking down the street today and somebody grabbed me by my collar, I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to go into the mode and do what I have to do, just like I do 2 or 3 days every week in my classes. But the average person who's never been grabbed, because they're not training for it, they're not dealing with force right now, the average person who's never been grabbed or has ever dealt with a confrontation or force, they're probably going to wet their pants. And those people will be victims of crime. Those people could be hurt. They could lose their lives. What if somebody grabbed your kid? Would you know how to deal with it? If you have absolutely no training, if you've never dealt with force, what would you do if somebody grabbed your kid today and wanted to hurt them or take them? What would you do? People don't realize what's coming. What would you do if somebody kicks in your door and says, I'm taking your food, my kids are starving, and I'm not leaving? What would you do? Do you have the ability to deal with these type of situations? Most people don't, because they've never thought about it, they've never planned for it, and they've never trained for it. So I don't sit here and go, I'm a real tough guy, or I'm a Navy SEAL, you know, I'm the best shooter. No, I'm just a guy who is putting in the time and effort to make myself better than I was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Am I better than I was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Yes, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, across the board, absolutely. That's what you have to do. That's what, you don't have to measure yourself against somebody else. Am I as tough as that person? Just think, if you were training today, 4 weeks from now, look back and go, could I beat the person from 4 weeks ago? Could I beat me 4 weeks ago? And more than likely, you're going to say yes. And that right there is a victory. If you can go, I can beat the guy from 6 months ago, that's a bigger victory. That's what you need to do. Don't compare yourself to other people. Do the best that you can do. Be better than you are now. A week from now, a month from now, 6 months from now, be a better person than you are now. Progress, evolve, get better in your fighting skills, in your tactics, in your food preparations, in your spiritual walk with God. Get better across the board. That's what we all need to be doing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to do the best that I can, and I hope and pray that you're all doing the best that you can. And look, there's a lot more I could be doing, and I feel guilty at times going, you know, saying to myself, I should be doing more. And I'll probably look back and regret that I didn't do more, but I'm doing the best that I can at the moment. So I want all of you to take some time, make the sacrifice, make the commitment, become better people, become better prepared, and put the odds in your favor, because this is going to be a very, very rough time. It's not going to last 6 months or a year. This could last years. And people mentally are not ready for this challenge. They're addicted to pharmaceuticals, they're obese, they're dumbed down. They're going to have a very, very difficult time getting through this. On the other hand, the people who've been getting ready for this for years, have been getting in better mental, physical, spiritual, and financial shape. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to have a much better, easier time. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to have an easier time. This will be an easier transition than for most people. I'm going to leave it there today. Just a few things I wanted to share with all of you. Remember, where all roads lead to. Have a great weekend. So real quick, we're just doing some packing here, getting some boxes ready to bring over to the storage facility. Got some donations here that'll be going to the homeless in the next week or two. We're going to add a couple more boxes to that. But right here is just more gear, some food, maybe some clothing, things of that nature. So already beginning to also pack up things at the house, a lot of clothing and some furnishings at the properties, putting those in the storage facility, getting ready for the move to the south. Have not found the property yet, but we're already putting the gears in motion to get things packed up so that when that time comes, it's going to be much easier and much quicker to get out of the state of California. So, but just want to show all of you that. I'll do a video with some of the stuff over at the storage facility. I have extra gear there, boots, supplies, food, things over there too, so that they're not just at the properties. Like I said, it's good to disperse this stuff, not have it all at one place. But again, just getting things organized and ready to go. Look, there's Kona. Whoa. So that's what we're doing this weekend.